All right, you should have your papers and you should have your name and number at the top. Let's go ahead and get started with number 1. So we're going to look and see, do we have a final stable syllable or a suffix at the end? And we do have a final stable syllable, S-I-O-N. So we're going to mark that with a bracket. And then we're going to code our vowels. So O is a vowel, U is a vowel, and then we have 2 consonants in between. C and F are also vowels. Now we are going to break our word into syllables in between the 2 consonants. So we have confusion. Okay? So now we're going to put a K back on the C. The O doesn't really say O and it doesn't say ah. So we're actually going to put a schwa, upside down E, over the O. And the U is an open vowel, so it's going to be a long U, so we're going to put a macron over our U. And remember, we do not code inside or outside of the bracket in our final stable syllable because the I and the O don't make the vowel sound, so we don't code it. Now we're going to move on to number 2. Does it have a final stable syllable or a suffix? And the answer is yes, it does have a suffix. If we box ed, there is a base word left over. Now we're going to code our vowels and our consonants. O is a vowel, E is a vowel, N and G are consonants. We're going to break that into 2 different syllables because we have a double consonant. We break it in between the 2 consonants. And then we're going to put a K back on our C. And our E is followed by a consonant, so it is a short E. So we're going to put a breve above it. And that word is, and the O doesn't say O, doesn't say ah, so we're going to put a schwa above it, upside down E. And this word is congested. All right, number 3. I want you guys to take a look at number 3. Does the A say A? No. Does the A say ah? No. The A is going to have, what's that called again, the 2 dots above the letter? Remember, it sounds like omelet, but it's not omelet. Hopefully you're thinking umlaut. Okay, we put an umlaut above the A, and it says mall. So your A is kind of like a sound, mall. So all you're going to put there is an umlaut. Number 4, we have a vowel digraph. So we're going to underline A-U. We're going to cross out the E. The E doesn't make any sound. And if you want to, you can put a line through your S, because the S makes a Z sound in this word, and this word is pause. Number 5, we are going to underline SH, a blend, and we're going to underline OW. And we're going to mark our vowel, consonant, vowels. And we're going, remember, this one can be tricky. Usually we would mark it between our first vowel and our first consonant, mark our syllables. However, if I mark it right here, I'm going to do it in red, don't do this. If I mark this right here, that would make this where it would be a long A, right? That would make it shadow. Have you ever heard of the word shadow? No. So we're going to mark our syllables after our consonant and before our second vowel. That would make this a short A, and that would be shadow. And it's O like bow. Okay? So this is a long O, and we're going to mark out the W because we do not hear the W. Shadow. And we also need to draw a line here to this picture because that is a picture of a shadow. All right, and the final one, number 6. Do we have a final stable syllable or a suffix? And yes, we do. S-I-O-N is a final stable syllable. So we're going to mark that. We have a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel pattern. So we're going to mark that. ER is an R-controlled vowel. And then we're going to mark our syllables in between our 2 consonants. And our I is a short I, so it gets a breathe. And this word is permission. Permission. All right, now we're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to read our passage. Good manners are ways of acting that make other people like to be near you. When you bump into someone or leave a room or a table, you should say, "Excuse me," or "Pardon me." Burping in public is not good manners. But if it does happen, it is good manners to say, "Excuse me," or "Pardon me." All right, so number 7. When should you say "excuse me"? Remember, this needs to be in a complete sentence. So I'm going to take the words that are in this sentence already, and I'm going to write, you should say "excuse me." All right, so that's just restating the question. Now I need to go back up to the passage. When should you say "excuse me"? When you bump into someone or leave a room or a table, you should say "excuse me." Okay? Or you could also underline burping in public is not good manners, but if it does happen, it is good manners to say "excuse me" or "pardon me." So you can choose either one of those. If you want to follow along with what I'm doing, I'm going to use the when you bump into someone. So you should say "excuse me" when you bump into someone. All right, make sure you start with a capital and with a period. All right, number 8. When should you use good manners? This is kind of a trick question, but it's not a trick question. When should you use good manners? We are going to restate the question first. So, you should use, and I'm going to have to go down here to this bottom part, good manners. Ella, when should you use good manners? Oh, I'm going to say all the time. You should always use good manners. That's why I'm saying it's kind of a trick question. There's not a certain time to use good manners. You should always use good manners. So you should use good manners all the time.
No, when you too.
Okay. All right, number 9. People like friends with good manners. Yes or no? Do you like people who have good manners?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You want to fill in that bubble? Yes. All right, boys and girls, have a great day.